The town of Century is our first stop as we make 29 stops on 29. It's a historic community offering a quiet, rural way of life. It also struggles with poverty and unemployment, but there are opportunities for change, and we'll meet some people who are making the most of it. 26-year-old Apollonia Burt is the only woman in her welding course at PSC's Century Center. The first class started this year, and Burt signed up for it. The single mother of 3 was tired of living in poverty with no hope for a better life. She had dropped out of high school and was relying heavily on government assistance.
Well, what made me start over is, my kids started growing up, and I haven't had a job in like 7, 8 years, and, depending on other people to help you, you got to be independent. So I want my own money, and try to make the best for my kids. Like, I didn't live my life. I just want to make a good example, set a good example for them.
According to the U.S. Census Bureau, about a third of Century's residents receive some sort of government assistance. Most living in poverty are single mothers like Burt.
You sit at home, don't want to work, and don't want to go to school, just live off welfare, the government money. That's not a proper, that's not going to get you anywhere. You're barely buying school clothes, you're barely paying your bills. It's just worthless. So it's time to just move up and better yourself.
Pensacola State College is also one of the town's bright spots. College students now learn to weld where elementary kids used to play. This is one of a variety of courses PSC offers at its Century campus.
There's a college campus in this little town of Century, which is more, I think, economically attractive than a K-8 school, because now we have workforce training. We are providing a skilled workforce, a skilled and educated workforce that would be attractive to the businesses that the town of Century is trying to bring into the area.
Burt says they're constantly looking for programs that meet students' needs.
It's a win-win. And I think the people in the community are just kind of finally realizing, yeah, it was a terrible thing to lose our schools and have our kids, our younger kids, have to go 15, 20 miles away to go to school. But we have a college.
Learning to weld trains Apollonia Burt for a job that's in high demand and pays well. She also hopes it will motivate her children.
They look up to me more now, because, my little boy, he said, oh, Mom, I'm going to drop out of school. You dropped out of school, so what? I said, well, that's why I'm going back to school. You don't need to drop out of school, because whatever you do affects your kids. Your kids know what you're doing in your life.
Very good. Show me where it belongs. Turn it over so we can see the letter. Let her do it. Very good. Very good.
Reaching and teaching children about goals and dreams is what keeps volunteers coming to the Carver Community Center nearly every day of the week. It's a safe haven for children from some of the poorest neighborhoods where drug dealing and unemployment is a way of life. Most live with either one parent or a grandparent. They come here for fun, food, education, and encouragement.
So what we try to do is instill into them a sense of hope, motivation, that no matter whatever their environment, wherever they come from, they can achieve goals that they're setting. They set goals, and we teach them that they can attain these goals by working very hard at them. Know that I cannot do it is not an answer, but you can, it is.
The Carver Center offers after-school and summer programs for children and serves as a satellite office for charities and outreach programs. They operate out of an historic building, the town's first middle school, making the most of old playground equipment and donated resources. Whatever children and families need to survive, they find a way to help.
Yes, it's overwhelming, but at the same time, it's motivating. Because how would you sleep at night knowing that you couldn't make the difference? How would you put your head on a pillow knowing that there was a child out there who said to me, Miss McKins, I don't have diapers for my baby. Can you help me? Or who says that there's no food in the house. Can you help me? Yes, we can. We make a difference. You just do whatever you have to do to make the difference.
An average of 70 students a day come here during the summer and at least 25 during the school year. The center partners with local schools to help kids make good grades and behave themselves. Director Marilyn Robinson has been teaching generations of children here for about 20 years.
They have really blossomed. They're engaging. They want to do things. They're already thinking about college.
She sees many succeed while others follow in their parents' footsteps of drugs, unemployment, and welfare.
I don't like them thinking that life ends here in Century. Even though I would love for them to come back to Century, I think that there's a need beyond, and at least go and get educated, come back and donate some time, volunteer, but then know that there's a life outside of Century and there's dreams and whatever their hopes are in life, that they can fulfill those.
Her goal is not only to tutor, but also show them there's more to life than what they see in Century.
Attitude. Once we change the attitude, then I think the education, the jobs, and all that will come. But until the attitude is changed, until they see that they are somebody, that there's hope, I think we're just grasping at the wind, and it's going to start with these young ones.
Natasha Suggs agrees. Education and motivation are key to lasting change.
There are a lot of very talented, very good-hearted people in Century. I feel like our poverty rate is more of a learned helplessness than an intentional just giving up.
Plenty of people here are not ready to give up, but some say it's going to take vision and community input to move forward.
This would be a good place to watch grow. I mean, we're not 15, 20 miles from 65, going north, and probably about 45 minutes from Interstate 10 going south. Railroad is right here, river's right here. There's a lot of hope for businesses.
Escambia County's neighbors to the north enjoy their quiet community, but they want to be more than just a town on Highway 29 that people pass through to get to someplace else.
Come and see what we are all about. We're just not a strip through on 29. Century branches out further than that. And we're proud of Century, and we want it to grow and build.
This wraps up our first stop on 29. We spent some extra time in Century because it's a bigger community and it's our first stop on the trip. But there's more to see and more neighbors to meet as we continue to make 29 stops on Highway 29.